Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? I do think that worked. Gina Ricci, happy Why Wednesday. What's going on?
Thank you. Well, there's a few folks here today, Sean. We're going to play something fun. I don't know. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Well, here's the deal. We say it, but it's the truth. The greatest superpower that we can attain in the world is the ability to influence people with integrity. The clip is clip short, with integrity, which means connecting at a heart level, adding more value than we take, and complete transparency. So in complete transparency, we're here to create a relationship. We're here to play with that superpower of influence that's controlling your money, your time, your magic, because it affects your marketing, selling, managing, leading, recruiting, fundraising, for profit, not for profit, and we gamify it. We could get to know each other over lunch or dinner or breakfast. I don't know, we could go golfing. But instead, in a super efficient way, we spend an hour, we connect, we sense each other's approach to life, energy, and things, and we explore that superpower. Gina, who's with us? I'm going to introduce our co-host after the first person. We'll alternate a little bit. Gina, who's coming up first?
Perfect. First up, joining us from Frisco, Texas, founder and president of Clear Path Wealth Strategies. He serves on the board as the immediate past president of both National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors in Dallas and the Dallas-Fort Worth General Office, and is registered for securities and financial EKG, macro asset perspective, certified, and the co-host of Who You Know, a job networking show. Let's all please welcome Mark Elder to the Heart of Influence.
Thank you all.
Mark, very impressive, sir. And I'm going to ask you, first of all, thank you for being here, and ask you for a fun fact in a moment. Something that may be your most proud moment. That could be your most embarrassing moment. Could be just a moment of uniqueness, something recent, whatever it would be, Mark. But we like challenge people to do something that might have us say, Mark, no way. So, Mark, what's your fun fact?
All right. My fun fact is I am 100% Korean. And
Woo.
So you'll see there's no correlation between Mark Elder and my cultural background, but I was a little baby Moses. I was born in Seoul, Korea, left on the doorstep of a doctor who ran an orphanage and adopted at 5 months old. Beyond blessed to grow up in Northern Illinois in the upper Midwest and just had a great life so far. So it's a little known fact or fun fact about me.
Wow, that's an extraordinary story, brother. And what's the mission, the vision, the purpose? I'm hearing leadership. Love it. What's the mission, vision, purpose?
So my mission is to make impact, right? So we have a couple different avenues of our work that we do. And I say we because I have a business partner. His name's Trevor Houston. He and I both co-host the Who You Know Job Networking Show and Network, as well as we run our financial services practice, Clear Path Wealth Strategies. So there are some synergies between the two because obviously when you're in a career transition, you're in a financial transition as well, very big one. So that's kind of the marriage between the two. But really, at the end of the day, our give back and that mission is much like yours, give without any expectation in return. We have helped thousands and thousands of job seekers to move forward and get landed to their next successful position, back to their cash flow, back to their lives and to their families.
Well, Mark, that is absolutely extraordinary. And we definitely have some people to get to know in common for sure, especially coming from the Dallas area, and appreciate you being here today very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mark. Gina, I'm going to introduce the co-host. This heart-centered woman, talk about the superpower of influence, started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old tot. She progressed to being a top income earner in the space of something really hard to do, network marketing. And then, even more challenging, in a male-dominated industry, became the #1 business broker in the great state of Nevada at the ripe young age of 24, first woman ever to do it, youngest person ever to do it. Now she helps businesses grow, trains, speaks, co-hosts The Heart of Influence, the one and only woman who doubled every business she worked with in their sales in 2019. Please, let's welcome my co-host, Bella Verita.
Hello.
Bella, how the heck are you?
I am fantastic, Sean Callaghy.
You sure are.
Pleasure to be here with you today.
And what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is I'm pretty fun. No, I'm just kidding. My fun fact is I am part of the Unblinded Sean Callaghy traveling circus. And this past weekend, we flew from New Jersey to Florida to Utah, I think back to Florida, back to New Jersey, back to Utah, something crazy like that. In all of this time, and as Sean spoke on different stages, and in one of those stages, I got to witness him raising $1.2 million for refugees in Ukraine. And that was pretty special.
Well, thank you. And it is my honor and privilege, and thank you for everything you do in my life in all the ways, because Bella is also my significant other, and the value that she adds in every part of my life cannot be overstated. So thank you. And shall we greet these amazing people?
Let's do it.
G-Money, who else is here?
Joining us from Chicago, Illinois, this man is a business lender, a commercial real estate managing broker, multi-unit apartment buildings, multi-million-dollar shopping centers, office buildings, industrial properties, and more, has closed over $250 million in real estate loans. Let's all welcome Frank Aro to the Heart of Influence.
Frank, thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah. And what is a fun fact about you, Frank?
Well, my fun fact is basically, helping small businesses, across the country, and just, helping their business to survive, despite the COVID situation that led to a lot of business closures, has impacted a lot of business, positively in the last couple of years. I've just watching a lot of businesses, calling me saying thank you, has been something that, something that creates, excitement in my heart.
Well, Frank, thank you for supporting people, the excitement in your heart, and we appreciate you being here today. And you ready to have some fun today, Frank?
Absolutely.
All right. Gina, we got Frank. Who else is here?
Next up, a friend of Quintus McDonald from Ewing, New Jersey. He's founder of a networking group in 10 regions, including Caribbean, Africa, and Europe, comprised of 2,300 CEOs of companies. 2,300. Collective purchasing power of over 100 million. Pooling resources to create the greatest outcome possible for all members. And he's the proud father of 4. And Sean Callagy, a Seton Hall law grad, focused on corporate law. Let's all welcome Stan Matthews to the Heart of Influence.
And awesome. How are you?
So Sean, as a fellow pirate, it's great to be here. I need someone to send me the Zoom link to Matthews, Matthews, N as in Nancy, K as in King @gmail.com, so I can come off of this mobile phone and come into the meeting with the camera on. So I apologize for that. I am as soon as I get that, I will come in. So great to be here. Heard nothing but the best from Q, and certainly the intro and all of the things that you are doing are in alignment with what we do in MBN. As your co-host said, we operate in 10 regions around the world, including Europe, Africa, and Asia, and the Caribbean. And what we do is we create the connections that turn into contracts, that turn into cash flow. And this group now has a collective purchasing power north of $100 million and continues to grow as we gather members. There is a very, very old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together. So we're trying to get there together. All right, I got the link. I'm coming in.
Coming in. And Stan, real quick, fun fact. So I love the mission, the heart, the purpose, the vision. Honored to have you here. Any friend of Quintus is a friend of ours. Couldn't be more grateful. And what's a fun fact about you?
So I have a sold out stand-up comedy show that is better than Jerry Seinfeld, but only I know about it.
And where do you perform?
Usually in my home office or the bathroom. My wife has forbidden me from performing anywhere else. So this continues to be a fun fact that only I know about.
Beautiful, Stan. Appreciate you. Love the humor and the heart. Thank you for being here. My fun fact for today is I'm blind. And it makes it a lot easier to have one syllable, simple first names like Mark, Frank, and Stan. Gina, we're doing great. Who else is here?
Another one syllable from Stamford, Connecticut. Another acquaintance and friend of Quintus McDonald, stylist and salon owner, sold after 30 years and moved from North Carolina to Connecticut. He moved north to support his wife's career aspirations and opened a CBD company on track, Sean and Bella and everyone, to 4X his financial outcomes within 2 years of opening. Let's all welcome Scott Bonds to the Heart of Influence.
Scott, hello. Congratulations, Hudo, on your success. And Scott, please, what is your fun fact?
Well, one of the fun facts about myself is that I bought my first car when I was 12 years old. And, I literally cut grass and lawns and all that kind of stuff, did landscaping, saved my money. And I bought this old 66 Mustang that was so raggedy. My brother drove it home for me. And when we were on the highway, the muffler just fell off in the middle of the highway and it was just loud going all the way to Montclair. And I sat the thing in my grandmother's backyard and I literally just started reading all the books I could possibly get my hands on, because I knew that my parents couldn't afford to buy me a car like a lot of my peers. So the only way I was going to have my own car when I got my license was to make my own car. And that's what I did. I read the books, I made my car, and it was a phenomenal experience. And a lot of my friends from Montclair, they actually remember me from that red 66 Mustang that I built.
Oh my God. And Scott, you bought this at 12 years old?
I did. And it freaks me out when I think about it now, because I have 3 sons, 30 years old, 24 years old, and 7 years old. And when I see them get to that age, they're not trying to buy a car,
that is, we've had more than 3,500 people, 3,500 people on this show. We've had more than 550 episodes now, and that is definitely a top 20 fun fact. 12-year-old Scott buying a car, 66 red Mustang nonetheless. Go red, our high school colors. Scott, thank you so much for being here. We're going to have some fun. Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Gina.
Another friend of Quintus
Hey,
joining
Gina, let
us
me ask
from-
you a question. When you had your
Yes.
black leather jacket, your Catholic school miniskirt, and red high heels, going red bag Catholic as a freshman, when you were 14, would you have let Scott at 12 pick you up in his red Mustang?
My guess is that Scott was driving that car at 12. So I might have in my wild and crazy days. I might have.
Gina, who else is
Joining us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a graduate of Penn State University and a dedicated entrepreneur, owner of Germ Sweep, a total solution to combat the impacts of unhealthy indoor air quality. And he's also the founder and CEO of Choice Media Group, grown over 30 years to be the second largest private cable company in the US. Let's all welcome Chris Thorpe to the Heart of Influence.
Hello.
Chris? That is quite extraordinary, brother. Thank you for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you for the invite. Appreciate it from you and Quintus also.
Yeah. Would you mind laying your fun fact on us?
Fun fact. Wow, that's a big one. I'd probably say played on the national championship for Penn State. Penn State versus Miami, 1986.
Wow.
That's a fun fact.
I would say that is a tremendous fun fact. And what position did you play?
Absolutely. I was an outside linebacker there. Came in as a running back, believe it or not, and ended up as an outside linebacker. So very exciting time.
All right. So can I ask you a quick question, and we will not tell anybody? Who hit
Go
harder?
ahead.
Who hit harder, you or Quintus?
Quintus, without a doubt.
That is absolutely awesome. Congratulations on that success. Very few humans can say something like that, especially beating those folks from the U. And fun fact is we had a Miami University Hurricane football player on yesterday, AJ Donaldson, on Heart of Influence. So this is a fun fact, super fun fact for today. So thank you, sir, for being here so much today.
Right.
Thank you.
Great.
Gina.
Next, from Atlanta, Georgia, another friend of Quintus, over 25 years of sales and marketing experience in financial services, insurance, life and health, and real estate, experience in organizing and leading fundraising efforts for nonprofits, and a licensed insurance agent in multiple states. Let's all welcome Mr. Tony Goodwin to the Heart of Influence.
Tony, thank you for being here. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome. And what is your fun fact, please, Tony?
I'm going to go back with Scott. We're going to talk about the car. So the first car I bought, this thing burned more oil than it did gas. So I'm trying to go to college, and so I get my friends and say, if y'all want to ride, y'all gonna have to help me buy some oil for my car.
And what kind of car was it?
A 1966 Ford Fairlane.
Oh my goodness! So we have some beautiful. And what color was your Ford Fairlane?
It was red.
Red is in the house today. P.S. My high school car was a 1977 11-year-old Olds 98, which had a half white fake rag top, giant red boat with red suede interior. Yes, that is all true. So our beautiful car conversation for today. So thank you so much. And what's your mission? Like, what's life about for you? What are you creating in the world?
I'll say again.
What's your mission at this point in life? Like, what's the mission and purpose?
Well, my mission is, like I said before, it is just to help people achieve their goals. You know, I had my mentor told me if I hadn't accomplished everything I did by 50 years old, then you need to concentrate on helping everybody else. Don't worry about yourself anymore.
Beautiful. I love it. Gorgeous. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Tone, and appreciate you and have some fun today. Gina, who else we have?
Next up, one of the only other lady in the room besides Bella and I, she's from Hyattsville, Maryland, another extraordinary friend of Quintus, retirement planning specialist with Appreciation Financial, previously a senior staff engineer and product manager for a communications company that supported the airlines, nonprofit organization, experience expert. Please let us all welcome Cindy Smith to the Heart of Influence.
Thank you so very much for inviting me. This is wonderful. This is a wonderful break in the day.
Well, thank you, Cindy, so much for being here. And Cindy, what's your fun fact?
Fun fact. Well, you guys were talking about cars, so that made me think about my first car. And my mom and dad promised me that instead of funding the trip to Europe that everybody was going on, oh, don't worry about it. When you graduate from high school, we'll get you a car. Oh, yeah. So I was ready. So graduated. They gave me a down payment on a car. And I got my commission in the Air Force, so I needed an officer car. So I had a maroon and gray T-top. Well, 280ZX. It flew. It was beautiful.
Wow.
And the car payments $405.35. I remember because I couldn't afford that bad boy.
That's a big car payment. It's a phenomenal car.
It was, and I know better now.
That is beautiful.
2020 hindsight, and it did teach me things like saving. And that,
and also to get an agreement, Cindy, in writing with your parents.
No,
I'm just kidding. So, Cindy, by the way, thank you for your service. So you're in the Air Force?
Yes, it's an honor to serve.
Well, thank you for your service to our country and for allowing us to be free and to do fun and crazy things like this. So thank you so much for being here today as well, Cindy. Thank you. Gina, we got Cindy.
Yeah, we're coming down to Monmouth County, New Jersey here now, Marlboro, New Jersey, CPA for over 40 years, owner and founder of Rick Sklar CPA firm and acts as the per diem CFO for local business owners. Let's all welcome Rick Sklar to the Heart of Influence.
Rick, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me here. Sorry about that little mix-up over there. Fun fact. I guess my fun fact is, now that we're on the subject of Penn State, both my girls are graduates of Penn State and are loving their careers.
Beautiful. Awesome, brother. And so, Rick, what's your mission, vision, purpose in the world?
Balance. Finding some work balance with life and all those things that go on around it. So that's what I'm looking for.
And what's your favorite thing, Rick, to do outside of work?
I'm somewhat of an exercise junkie. I like to explore. I like to run. I'm just a little bit of everything.
Beautiful. Well, Rick, we thank you for being here today, and we're going to go get it. So thank you, Rick. Gina, we got Rick.
Next up, we have from New York, financial radiologist.
This is like a clown car of extraordinary humans that continue to pour out on the Heart of Influence. This is amazing to have all these people. Please.
Third to last here, designated as a retirement income certified professional, happy, proud father, and a triathlete. Let's all welcome Noel Goldfarb to the Heart of Influence.
And it's Noel, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
The only one in the world.
Yeah, awesome. And how do you share your fun fact, please? Noel, what's your fun fact?
Well, as she mentioned, I'm a triathlete. I did my first half Ironman last Father's Day, and I've also completed 7 New York City marathons.
Wow, Congratulations, dude. That's
And one last thing. I am scheduled, and I have to say it, because if I don't say it, I won't do it. I'm scheduled to run my next marathon next September in Berlin. So.
Wow. Awesome, brother. Well, congratulations on that. What's the driving force behind the marathon dynamics?
I love a challenge. It's a distance that's always been difficult for me as well as many other people. And Berlin it's just specifically because that is where the world record is held. Not that I'm going to break the world record, but it's a very flat course. So maybe I'll break my own personal record. At the age of 54, I'm going to be faster than I was 10 years ago. That's the goal.
God bless, brother. That is awesome. Quick fun fact, in the intro video, if you guys watched it, Siri Lindley was in that intro video. I don't use the word friend easily. She's a dear friend. We just helped them raise a couple $100,000 for their horse rescue and charity this weekend, in addition to the money we raised on Chris Crone's stage. And Siri is retired as the world champion in the women's triathlon. She is married to a world champion triathlete who set the rookie Iron person record as a woman, and they have together trained 8 world champion triathletes. So thank you for dropping in on the triathlon dynamics. It is fully present to us, both in the Ironman dynamics and in the marathons, everything that it takes to do what you're doing out there in the world. So congratulations, and thanks for sharing that here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gina, who we got?
All right, next up, we have 2 of our Unblinded elites, and we're almost there. First, from Jensen Beach, Florida, an experienced software developer, engineer, and business owner opened accounting firm for small and part-time business owners and 10 to 300 clients in less than 18 months. Looking to disrupt the entire industry, let's all welcome Ryan Moriarty to the Heart of Influence.
Thank you very much.
Ryan, welcome to the party, my friend.
Thank you, Sean. Sean, good to see you again. Good to see you again.
Yeah, awesome, brother. And please, your fun fact, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with one I said last time I was on the show, which is I have a doctorate in computer science. So that was a fun thing I did. You know, after college, I went and did another 5 years and did a lot of research and ended up with a doctorate in computer science. So I'm pretty proud of that. And yeah.
And you're crushing it in the world, building this business beautifully and rapidly. Had the privilege of meeting Ryan through the Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership. His reputation there is impeccable as a heart-centered person of a massive integrity. So, Ryan, thank you so much for being here today, brother, and for helping.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Gina.
Last and certainly not least.
Do we have to speak his name? Do we have to say his name? Come on, G. Give this man his props. Come on.
From Raleigh, North Carolina, 4-year Letterman, 4 years, and 6th round draft pick to the Indianapolis Colts, numerous Defensive Player of the Game awards, and the Ed Block Courage Award for uncommon courage and resolve in returning from injury. And he's a heart-centered entrepreneur looking to impact the world. Let us all welcome the one and only Quintus McDonald.
Quintus, how are you, my friend?
I am fantastic, my friend, and I do not use that term lightly.
Received with a massive gratitude, brother. Love you. Thank you so much for everything that you do in the world and for co-creating the magic of today. And Quintus, please, what is your fun fact?
Fun fact. I made the first tackle on the first play of my NFL career in the Hoosier Dome on kickoff cover. I made the first tackle. So first play of my NFL career, and I made the tackle. It's pretty exciting.
Pretty awesome. And how did you, what were you feeling and thinking in that moment, Quintus?
Well, we would, when we huddle up before the kick, first of all, back then, the kickoff cover team would get a 20, 30-yard running head start. They've since banded that. So I knew in my mind that nothing was going to stop me from getting to the ball. And what we would break the huddle on is, I'll meet you at the ball. And my goal was to get to the ball first. And yeah, I got to the ball first, and it was a big play. It's considered a big play if you make the tackle inside of the 20-yard line. So the first play of my NFL career was a big play and a solo tackle.
Woof. Quintus, there is no one that I know have ever met with more heart, more passion, more fire for human beings and making an impact in the world. So it's an honor, brother. Thank you for being here today, and let's go have some fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Woof! We're ready to do the thing. Gina Ricci, we love you. Mwah. Peace out from the multiverse. We will see you soon.
All right, see you soon. Have fun, everyone. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye, Gina.
Co-host.
And Sean, before we get started, I would love to introduce my co-host, only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts from 2014 to 2016, both of which had a $0 offer going in and ended in 8-figure compensatory and punitive damages. I just like saying those words. He leads trainings for companies such as Disney, T-Mobile, Chris Crone. He even speaks on Tony Robbins' stage. He is a man of influence. And as I mentioned, most recently raised $1.2 million for refugees in Ukraine. And last but not least, named New Jersey's one of most influential attorneys, my co-host, the amazing, extraordinary, wildly handsome Sean Callaghan. You just turned purple.
I did just turn purple. Thank you, Belle. Love you and super fired up. So let's do the things. So Bella, who's going first?
I think Frank is ready to kick us off.
Awesome. Frank, here's what we're doing here. We're playing with that superpower of influence. Bella will be anyone we ask her to be. And that means she could be an ideal client. She could be somebody we're seeking charitable fundraising from. Whomever would be a relevant yes for you. So Frank, who would you like Bella to be?
A client.
Ooh,
What was that?
A client.
Okay, and describe her, like she would be what type of demographic? Like, yeah.
You're talking about in terms of business industry?
Yeah, like what is yeah, she's going to be a client, so she should be a business owner. Like, what should she be?
Yeah, a business owner. Let's say a restaurant owner.
Okay, cool.
Restaurant
Bella, restaurant owner, take us in.
Yeah.
She likes
Hello,
food.
this is Bella.
Hi, Bella.
Hello, how are you?
I'm blessed. Thanks for asking.
Yes. What can I do for you today?
Well, I believe you're the restaurant client. I mean, client calling me, asking me for, a business loan. Is that not correct?
Yeah, so why don't you tell me a little bit about, I got your number from Sean. He recommended that I reach out to you, and but I'm not really sure, what the benefit is for us.
Well, we have a lot of small business owners, ranging from sole proprietorship, all the way to 500 business owners, that in the range to get capital, based on their needs. So if your business is struggling and you need, financial to scale, or you need some receivable, that is not, that needs, that's 30 days away from receiving payment, and you need, immediate capital to pay your employees, or to buy, more products, for your stores or for your restaurants, then we can actually, come up with, based on your, receivable, or based on your, last, few months of, revenue that your restaurant is producing. So we can definitely come in and help you, get the capital you need, depending on the timing that you need it, and depending on how long you need it for, we can actually be that, avenue for you.
So you can help me get money, is what you're telling me. Now, is this only like if I'm behind on something, or how does this work?
Well, if for instance, if you are, if you're running, short on revenue capital, you need capital either to scale your business, or you have a pending receivable. Receivable means you have, extended time, to receive. So once you have a receivable and the receivable is not going to be paid for the next 60 days, we can come in and give you a short-term loan so that you have that money to cover all your expenses. So that at the end of that 60-day, we can receive that receivable and take our own, the money that we actually lend you, take it out of that receivable and give you back your balance.
Got it. Well, that sounds interesting, Frank. If you can send me some information, I'll go over it with my team and see if, my accounting team and stuff, and see if this makes sense for us.
Definitely something that we can do that.
Yep.
All right, Frank's got it going. We'll see what the judge has to say in a minute. Thank you, Frank. Bella, who's going next?
Next, we have the man that is Korean, but his name doesn't say so, Mr. Mark Elder.
That is definitely a fun and extraordinary fact, and a heart-centered, powerful one as well, Mark. So who would you like Bella to be?
How about a job seeker?
Bella, you're a job seeker. Bella, have you ever had a job in your life?
I did. I've had 2 jobs in my life.
That is true.
That's it.
Okay, so Bella, take us in.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty good.
So I understand that you're in a career transition. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
All right. Well, hopefully it wasn't due to something on your end. It was maybe just not the right fit or a force reduction.
No, I'm perfect. So it's definitely not on my end.
Absolutely. And I would expect nothing less. So let's talk about your challenges. What are some of the challenges that you've had in your search recently? Are you getting interviews? Are you having trouble getting traction? Are you getting stuck in the black hole?
I would say the biggest challenge is like finding, that right fit. I don't want just any job. And finding something that really fits my gifts and talents.
Okay, so maybe the opportunities, right?
Yeah.
You're having trouble maybe finding the right opportunity. Okay.
Yeah. And making sure it's like a good culture fit. Because not only do, I want to make great money, but, I really want to work with a team that's making a difference in the world, that's inspiring, it feels like family, like that's important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good work-life balance, feeling valued and appreciated at work as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all very important. How many interviews have you been having or averaging per month, maybe over the last, let's say 4 months that you've been searching?
I would say at least a couple, 2, 3 interviews some week. Sometimes it's, I'll go a week without any.
Okay. So is it maybe an average of 2 or 3 per month?
I would say 3 to 6 per month.
3 to 6 per month. Okay. Well, that's great. That's a good average to have. So it tells me that the interview, your resume in the interview acquisition is not the problem. It sounds like closing the deal is the issue, right? And so tell me a little bit about your interviews. How have they gone? Have they gone well?
Yeah, and the interviews go great. The interviews are phenomenal.
All right. How do you follow up? How have you followed up in the past? Let's say you go into an interview, maybe it's the first, second, third interview, whatever number it is.
I might not be so great at the follow-up.
Okay. Well, one of the reasons that I ask is because if you asked me how I spell success, I would tell you FOLLOWUP. Follow up, right? So one of the ways that we can help is by building a plan for you, helping you understand how to get yourself out of that black hole and into an interview. And then also how to leverage that interview and stand out and distinguish yourself, differentiate yourself from all of your competitors, right? So that's one thing that we can talk. Let's move to the next meeting. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Excellent job, Mark. Bella, I think Mark would be great at Scrabble. He spells all kinds of amazing words. I love follow-up for success. That's beautiful, Mark. Great job. Bella, let's get to the judges. Come on now.
Let's get to the judges. So judges, this is the point in the show that you really get to make a difference. I think it's one of the most important roles because we had to support Frank and Mark by giving them 30 seconds of feedback. Something that they did absolutely extraordinary, something that they could improve on, and then a score of 1 to 10. 1 being you would rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation. And trust me, they're not that fun. 5 is if, they bought you one of those fancy Frappuccino drinks or lattes at Starbucks, you would definitely meet them for a cup of coffee. And 10 being, you would rent a private jet to fly anywhere in the world just to have a longer meeting with this person. So let's start with our friend Scott. Scott, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank? You're on mute, Mark. Scott.
You're muted, Scott.
Yep, you're still muted. There you go.
I'm sorry. Okay. You have to remind me which one was Frank, because I started.
Frank went first.
I started taking notes, but I started taking notes on the next one.
How about you start with Mark?
Okay, Mark.
Okay.
Okay.
Mark.
Right. Okay. With Mark, I think Mark, he really got to know the person by asking the right questions. And so honestly, I was listening, and at first I was thinking to myself, if I was in her situation, in her position, I would have started wondering, like, why are you asking me like so many specific questions like that? Like, is there a right answer or a wrong answer? And I might have got a little shook. But then when I started to understand more about the service he actually provided, it all came together and made sense. And he really asked the right questions to really get to know that person. So I thought he did an excellent job with that. I didn't really have anything negative to say about it. It was just my understanding as I continued to watch to see where it was going, and it headed in the right place.
Beautiful. And what was your score for him?
I'm gonna have to give him a good 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Prop plane, flying anywhere in the world.
I'm gonna go check this guy out.
There you go. All right. How about Tony? Your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank.
Right?
Yep.
To be honest with you, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, we love the authenticity. This is amazing. I love this. That is the first time in 550 shows we've ever had that judge response. I love it. So great job, my friend. Belle, where are we going next?
So let's go. Noel, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank? Hopefully you're paying attention.
I pay attention because I like when people pay attention to me, so I pay attention to people. But so I like that Frank went right into what he provides, loans. What I would do though is something I learned is talk about the problems first. What problem that the restaurant owner had. We don't know. We try to sell something before we find out what problems exist, and then we could talk about our solution. And then I could transition over to Mark, because one of the things that his was great, but one of the things that I would have added at the end was when I talk about problems and solutions, I like to hear about results. So tell me about whether it's Frank or Mark, who you helped, what were the results of that? Another restaurant owner that took a loan, or one of your people that you placed in the job, or how many of all the people you work with, how many actually get placed in jobs, things like that. So I want to hear about results, not just the problems and the solutions.
Beautiful.
Nice, Noel. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Noel. And let's go, Rick. How about Rick, your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank?
I thought also he came right to the point, and I thought he asked the right questions and got the information that I think he needs to make a valued response and answer. So I thought on a scale of 1 to 10, he was a solid 7.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rick. Efficiency, Rick is.
Yes.
Cindy, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Mark? You're on mute, Cindy.
I think after 2 years of.
And then Chris, I'm coming to
know
you
that.
next if you want to hit the unmute button.
Hey, I'm an Air Force veteran too, Cindy, so take it easy.
Thank you for your service, Mark.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Well, it's easy to take it easy because I was impressed. I like it when if you're looking to service a customer, that you look to find the pain points. look at where they're lacking something, missing something, so that you can be the provider of whatever the Band-Aid is to their boo-boo. The Band-Aid to the boo-boo.
And what's your score for Mark?
7.5.
7.5. Beautiful. Great job.
Providing the Band-Aid to the boo-boo. Bella, love it. Where we're going.
Let's go, Chris, and then Stan, I'm coming to you next if you want to unmute. Chris, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank?
For Frank, I thought Frank did a good job. I'd probably say he definitely brought out the need initially, and really just made the person think at the end of the day, here's what a final deal would basically be to you, and kind of what it would really mean to you from a financial standpoint. So I thought that part was good. I probably would have asked a couple more clarifying questions initially, and maybe got a little bit more of a relationship, or tried to get a little bit more maybe of a relationship with the customer. But I thought it was excellent. I thought he got right to the point.
Beautiful. And your score, Frank?
And score, I would give him an 8.
An 8.
Thank you.
Awesome. And let's go, Stan, your 30 seconds of feedback from Mark. And then Ryan, I'm coming to you next if you want to unmute.
Yeah, so Mark's a guy that, you don't want your best client anywhere near. He is the closer. And professionalism, empathy are kind of my watchwords. Mark, you are, we gotta do something together. So you just put Mark in front of the client and walk out of the room. 9.
9.
And drop it in. Great job, Mark. Great job.
Hopefully, Stan will take everyone on his jet to go meet Mark. Hopefully, everybody will get to go. And let's go, Ryan. And then Quintus, I'm coming to you next if you want to unmute.
Who do you want me to review?
Your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. So I think that Frank kind of echo what some other people said. It would have been definitely to get to know, what the restaurant owner, wanted more. You know what I mean? Why were they seeking capital? Just to learn more about them and what their needs were. And it felt like he wasn't concerned about, whether they used him or not, but just get to know him better and kind of a little more kind of understanding and helping, you know what I mean? Like, I can help you in this way. This is what I can do to help. Yeah.
Beautiful. And your score for him is?
I would say 7.
7. Awesome. And let's go, Quintus McDonald, your 30 seconds of feedback for Mark.
Outstanding job, Mark. Outstanding job of building rapport with your question mastery. You were listening at a very high level to follow up and affirm what she had said is an exceptional way of building rapport. You going for the pain to yes, to find her pain point. Once she deflected, you were still right there. You stuck in there and came and there was the pain. And the only point of optimization I would ask to deliver my HUI. You delivered your HUI beautifully, but asking if I can share something about me and what we have to offer, I think opens up listening just a little bit more. But definitely, I'm with Stan. I'm 9+, 9.5 even.
Beautiful.
We can either go on Stan's private jet or Quintus's private jet because they're both getting private jets. This has been an exciting day on the Heart of Influence. And Sean, I know you want to be like complete and go out surfing or something. However,
yes,
Ryan, Quintus, you brought a great group of friends together. You even put your friends in the hot seat, Frank and Mark here. And so Frank, Mark, Ryan, Quintus, everyone, this is the point in the show that I get to turn the tables on Sean because, he makes me fly all over the place and go on overnight flights and all kinds of craziness. So I get payback on this show. And what this looks like is we're going to do a little reverse role play on Sean, and Sean's going to have to go from hello to yes with somebody here. So Quintus, Ryan, I'm let you guys lead the bunch. I have a couple of ideas that for Sean to go from hello to yes. Yes. Are you ready? So
Yes.
idea number one is Sean would have to convince you, Quintus, to run a marathon with Noel, with Noel. Number two is Sean would have to convince Cindy to buy him a car for his birthday, even though he's blind.
These are supposed to be integrous. Go ahead.
Option number three is he would have to recruit Mark. He would be the recruiter. Or option number four, we could do something political, like he could be Biden convincing Putin to end the war, or Quintus, Ryan, anything that you guys would like to make up that you would like to see Sean go from hello to yes. So what do you think?
I love it. Do you have any ideas, Ryan?
Yeah, I want to see you run a marathon, bro.
Ooh-wee.
Oh
That's
my
a tough
God.
one.
Oh my God. That's a good one.
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right.
Oh my God. All right. So Quintus, thank you so much for causing this today. And from the first time we met, I saw your heart, your passion, your fire, your energy. I know a lot of people have not the best of intentions as they relate to you, trying to leverage your identity and the beautiful things in the world. So thank you for everything that you bring to my life, the trust, and I'm very grateful for the time we spent all the time and today. So thank you, Quintus.
Absolutely, Sean. I appreciate that. You saying that. I appreciate you and who you are as a man and what you stand for in the world even more.
Well, thank you, brother. And can I ask you this? I'm very present to your desire for impact at this point in the world. And currently, if like you can have it all your way, right? God were to open up the heavens and just say, boom, here you go. What would it be that you would like to create? You know, not necessarily just for the world of like world peace and things, but your legacy directly causing and or partnering the cause with people. What would that be, Quintus?
Oh, building sustainable villages in every community that's been blighted worldwide, beginning right in Essex County, Montclair, Essex County, yeah, New Jersey.
Wow. And what would that cause for you? Like what would that make you feel? Why does that matter to you?
Well, it matters to me because blighted communities breed hopelessness. And there was a point in time in my life with all of the beautiful things that were said about me that are true, but there was a point in time in my life when I was hopeless, but God stepped in and I began to build a relationship and he showed me that because of who he created me to be, that I could have impact and influence to bring hope to the hopeless.
Well, brother, drop the mic. Hearts are present, and thank you for being who you are in the world. And I could feel that at every level. That desire to create hope, vision, aspirational energy in communities all over the world. So thank you, Quintus, for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother, for the platform.
Yeah. So now I've got something a little crazy to talk about. Now, we've known each other for a little bit. And I think you know I'm crazy, but I haven't brought my crazy to your world yet. So would you give me the space of like 60 seconds to see if it even makes any sense to have a longer conversation about this? Can I have 60 seconds to go a little crazy?
I'm gonna say yes, but with reservation because I've seen crazy. And if you're saying I haven't seen crazy, oh my.
So Quintus, as you know, we've raised close to $5 million this year for different charitable causes. A lot of that Chris Crone and the Ukraine. And I have a crazy idea, and I'm not gonna ask for a yes at this point in this like 45 seconds to go. But the idea would be that in service of hope, with all sorts of sustainable giving concepts built around it, to do something that would seem impossible. You're a person that has sacrificed your body in enormous ways for the NFL. I think there's a lot, around that in football and sports and all the beautiful things. massive impact. I know that's left, caused some major things orthopedically for you. But if we were able to raise millions of dollars by bringing all kinds of partnerships around it, filming it, and turning it into a documentary, the entire journey, bringing all sorts of celebrity athletes, celebrity, financial folks, and again, raising millions of dollars with us pulling out all stops in a plan that I will lay out for you if we could have an hour meeting on it, would you consider running a marathon?
How many miles is a marathon?
It's more than one, but less than 100. It might be like a quarter of 100.
A quarter of 100?
Yes.
You know, I absolutely will consider it. I'm thinking while you're talking, and parts of my body are starting to ache from the conversation.
And what if you would have a blind man join you side by side in like a, Bruce Springsteen, Clarence Clemens meets, I don't know, like Martin Luther King and Helen Keller, or some version of all of these things combined. Blindness, aspirational energy, teammates, and fun and magic. And this is not like we do it and find our way later. We'd lay out an entire plan to create all of these partnerships in service of your mission in the world. Can we have that meeting?
Yes, 100%. 100%. One of my teammates from the national championship team walked from like northern Orlando in Florida all the way down to like the Miami in the beach. He did this walk. He was walking. You're talking about running a marathon, but we're also talking about recording the journey.
Yes,
to raise hope for people. We would raise hope along the way as we recorded the journey. And as I lose that 100 pounds, I was thinking about 60. I gotta go 100. But you know what? Let's have the conversation for sure.
Wow, I love it, brother. Beautiful. We'll set that up. Out of roll. Quintus, I love you. How did that feel for you, or going from hello to yes?
It's amazing what building rapport and opening the heart of listening, opening an individual's heart to listen, what that does, because, thinking about the journey and the whole nine as you were bringing these questions after affirming who I am, then beginning to ask the questions, I could see it. That's why my extremities started to ache. I'm thinking, we could probably do this. It might take a while, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility. So it felt wonderful.
Awesome, brother. Love you. Thank you.
Love you.
Ryan, how did we do with that, Ryan?
That was 10 out of 10, man. That was great. No, it was. I mean, just the amount of connection to the heart. It's unbelievable to see. It's unbelievable to see what the state that puts people in. And yeah, it was great, man. Good job, and it was really funny too. So 10 out of 10.
Thank you, Ryan. I love it. And Stan, you've been around the block or two. How'd that feel for you?
It was an Ephesians 3:20 moment, Sean. God can do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask or expect. So it was an Ephesians 3:20 moment for me. I would just say this, whatever you recognize, you energize, and whatever you energize, you realize. So in that 60 seconds, you got Quintus to recognize what his desire to be a blessing in the world is. So you immediately energized him, and he's a lot of man to energize. And now that you've energized him, he is going to realize what you spoke into his life, and whatever I can do to help that happen, or at least witness that 100 miles, Ryan, I'm in for. I might even add some ice cream money to make it happen.
and throw in a few Gatorades along the way. So Stan, thank you for being here today. Your energy is extraordinary. Very impressive, brother. How you approach human communication and connecting with the heart as well. It takes a masterful approach to do what you just did. Beautiful, Stan. How was your time, Stan, with us on the Heart of Influence today, please?
I truly appreciated it. In building an organization of CEOs and founders, I'm always around people who have a lot of ego, but rarely have a lot of empathy. And so, Sean, on this platform, you and your better half have engaged people who have achieved a lot, but also understand that they must have empathy about this world to make it a better place. And so, you know, I'm always around leaders. Quintus knows this. He is a leader, obviously, always has been. So the fact of the matter is sometimes it's merging the two, Sean. People sometimes who've achieved much do not set aside any time to say, how do I contribute back into making this earthly plane a better place? In fact, at 7 a.m. this morning on a very spiritual platform, Quintus and I were talking about the fact that this very thing, the nature of the best in us, calls for us to do more, be more by giving more.
Amen. Stan, your influence and heart are fully present. Thank you for being here today and the extraordinary work that you do in the world. Thank you.
One of these days, Sean, my wife is going to let you guys see my sold out stand-up comedy act.
I want to see that.
That would be great.
Thank you,
that only I know about.
Let's do it. Thank you, Stan. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Q, thanks for the invite.
Mark, incredible job in the participant seat. Stan gave you high props. Beautiful work, my friend. How was your time with us on the Heart of Influence today?
I think it was good. I actually, to your role play, great use of the if I would you, right? So I noticed that, right? And that's old school. That's an old school one. And so I think that it's great to get feedback. Frank, I think, right, you coming into this as well, maybe similar to me, kind of getting a feel for the group. It's very inviting, welcoming. All of your feedback, whether positive or constructive, I think is well received and well delivered. So thank you for that as well to the entire group.
And Mark, thank you for being open to the feedback, because you know, sometimes when people have a skill level such as you, they come in with a significant amount of ego and aren't open to the feedback. And I think that demonstrates a high level of growth mindset and leadership to be open to that feedback. So, you know, great job at receiving.
Thank you.
Beautiful job, Mark. Thank you so much. Frank, great job as well in that participant seat. Thank you so much for jumping in. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence today?
Actually, it was a wonderful time. It's what I consider super fantastic, because I was kind of skeptical, you know, when a gentleman called me yesterday because of my busy schedule. So I said, you know what, I will try to make it. So, but everything, you know, that I experienced on the show today really, you know, brighten my day and, you know, make me consider probably there's a possibility I could be part of this also in the future whenever you guys have the privilege, you know, for me to come again.
Thank you. We appreciate it very much, Frank. You did a beautiful job. Thanks for jumping in courageously to the participant seat. Belle, why don't you start asking some folks how their experience was as we acknowledge them on our way out?
Let's go with Scott.
Scott, great job today. Love the feedback. Direct, present. Thank you. Kicking off the judging. Please, yes. What say you, brother? How was your experience?
My experience was phenomenal. I just enjoyed the collective energy of this entire group. I think we all are probably very proficient in our perspectives, backgrounds, but there's always room for growth. And, you know, when you come together and have conversations like this, it helps us on that evolutionary journey that we're always in as a business person, as a person, spiritually speaking and otherwise. And, you know, Quintus is a very spiritual guy, and we've had some great conversations over the years concerning spirituality. So it's good to just see people get in tune on some vibration that's on a positive level that we can all learn and grow from. So I've really enjoyed it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Scott, for being here. Appreciate you and your heart fully present. Belle.
Let's go with Tony.
Tony, thank you for being here. Thank you for your candor and transparency. That was amazing. How was your time with us, Tony?
Oh, I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate Quintus for inviting me here. And I have to go back to what my wife was telling me about my life. She was saying, you are a leader and people drain you. You need to be around people that can put things back into your life. So being here today, I mean, I'm ready to go run with you guys. You put a lot back in my life.
Let's go.
A few minutes, you know, so I really enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, so I'm apologizing when you called on me and said I wasn't paying attention. So next time I will be ready for you guys.
Tony, leadership is present. Your beautiful wife is correct. Proximity, as Tony Robbins would say, is power. Bringing together extraordinary people. We are the average in every way, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, of the 5 closest people to us. And this group of people, this is a heck of a group. So thank you, Tony, for being here and for sharing the words of wisdom of your wife. Belle.
Let's go with Cindy.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for representing the women power of the world and for your service. Cindy, how was your experience with us today?
It was wonderful. I do appreciate the invitation. And I too am ready to go run. Although I'm someone who has been battling multiple sclerosis for the past 30 years. Let's run. I want to do it.
Beautiful, Cindy.
Wow, that's inspiring.
And God bless, and you be in our hearts and prayers for your continued health.
Yes, 100%.
Thank you, Cindy.
Let's go, Noel.
My takeaway, great time. Thanks for letting me be here. But my takeaway really has been about getting that emotion out, showing the way you got Quintus to run a marathon because you hit his emotions, and that's comes for what I do for a living and helping people. I'm a numbers guy, and I got to learn how to do more of that. You know, get the emotion out because people make decisions around emotion.
Hell yeah. No, brother, you are brilliant. You are direct. And you are heart-centered, clearly. Like straight up. I could feel it. Just in your response the entire time you've been here. And we always talk about is the beautiful blending of heart and math. And when you bring numbers and heart together, that's when it's magic. Because a lot of people know, as you know, they're all numbers, and you know that's beautiful. And there's more. And a lot of people are all heart. And you got all heart, you got no numbers, you go nowhere. Like a lot of love, a lot of high fives, a lot of like slaps in the back. You bring heart and math together, and that's when you change the world. So Noel, thank you, because people like you who, you know, is numbers driven, is clear and professional. A lot of times, like Belle mentioned before with Mark, there could be a lot of ego and significance, and that was not present at all for you. And that's an incredibly vulnerable thing to say. And thank you for the inspirational leadership, because we always talk about the fact that every single one of us, starting with me, have so much more that we can cause, create, grow, impact. And that's what the show is all about. So thank you for demonstrating. Any final words, Noel?
Just thank you very much for allowing me to be here, and I'm looking forward to more.
Thank you, Noel. Beautiful, brother. Belle.
And last but not least, other than our co-host, we have Rick.
Rick, thank you for being here, brother. Jersey man in the building. Rick, how was your time with us today?
I thought it was enlightening. I think I learned a couple of new things here. It was interesting to hear people's perspective on each of the responses from our show here today. And I'm eager to hear what else I can learn here.
Yeah, awesome job, brother. I really appreciate you, Rick. Bell, this has been one of the most extraordinary days, and we every show we do is filmed online, so anybody who's new to us can check, and anybody who's not new, like Quintus and Ryan, would know this, that we don't just say the same thing. We say different things all the time. The energy and the heart and the presence of this group has come together really extraordinarily, and we've done this more than 550 times. This has been a remarkable group. Bell, amen?
Definitely. I've been saying for a while, like, we should do shows with people in the ecosystem and like get to know the people that they know, because great people surround themselves with great people. And, the heart, the leadership of this group, the ego subjugation of these groups, Ryan and Quintus surround themselves from some pretty decent people.
Amen. Ryan, brother, it's awesome to have you here. Love what you're doing. You want to talk about a guy that's quick start, making things happen, building rapidly, seeing vision, making things beautifully soar. That's this dude. Ryan, thank you, brother. How was your time on the Heart of Influence today that you co-created?
Oh, so I cannot take credit for co-creating. Quintus actually invited me to be part of the group. So this is Quintus's group, but I'm so happy that Quintus invited me, and we're in the process of merging ecosystems, and I'm psyched to be here and with all these amazing people. It was so fun, and I just had a great time, and it's great to see everyone's heart and smiling faces. So.
Awesome job, brother. Appreciate you so much, Ryan. And of course, the man that did create today. Heart, power, energy, love, higher power, humility, all of it. This extraordinary human being that everyone in the world should want to get to know. And if everybody was like Quintus, the world would be 1,000 times better place. I mean that with all my heart. Quintus, sir, how was it today for you?
Hey, Sean, thank you so much for your vision. Today was extraordinary. This is what I dream about when I'm looking at who I want to bring into the room. I dream about this type of synergy. This is what I'm looking forward to happening. And every time God just takes it to a whole nother level. When people are able to come and be transparent and be open and be willing to subjugate our egos and come to a place with an open mind, you can't beat it. There's always room for growth. Someone said that earlier, that there's always room for growth. And these are the people that I look to bring into this space.
Beautiful, brother. Well, amen to that. And Quintus, we appreciate you enormously. Great job today. Brought incredible energy, super fun scenario. And Bella, I think Quintus and I are running a marathon. We'll see. So Belle,
I am definitely not. I do enough plane marathons with you. I don't even try going from hello to yes on that. I loved your answer though. Like, how long is the marathon? More than a mile, but less than 100. That was pretty good.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And we'll see, because you've now laid down a challenge. Next thing you know, this woman's running a marathon. So, Belle, you sat in these seats, these fine folks. What say you?
Yes, I did sit in these seats about 2 years ago. And when I came on to the show, I couldn't wait to have a conversation with someone from the team after, because I couldn't wait to share with them like all the things I thought they could do better and like all the sales things that I wanted to teach Sean. And little did I know that things would reverse a little bit. And after I had the call with Adam and I joined the Unblinded program, I actually quickly learned that there is a massive difference between sales and influence. And what, Sean demonstrated with Quintus, which, by the way, I am having a lot of fun coming up with these scenarios now. I've just started doing that, so that was pretty fun.
Great job.
And just to watch what Sean did with Quintus, having no idea, what was happening, because we get thrown in sales scenarios all the time. And it was just beautiful and magical and heart-centered. And I have learned so much, as Noel said, about, how to connect with people in their hearts emotionally to cause influence. So if you have the opportunity to have that call with Adam, definitely do that. And I think things like worked out because now I've come to Unblinded and now I'm the boss. So this has worked out for me.
I guess it did truly work out. And in final, thank you all for being here. I know we went over a little bit. It's such a massive, extraordinary group of people. And it goes like this. My partner, Adam Gugino, co-founder, walked away from millions and millions of dollars, having built a company from $3 million to $750 million. Inc. 500 magazine, 3 consecutive years. That brother is waiting to have a conversation with you about the more that we can do. So have that conversation unless you have all the money, the time, and the magic that you seek in the world. We're playing a huge game all over the country and the world, in fact. Just got back from speaking at Tomorrowland, 600,000 attendees, 3,500 people in the room that I was speaking at for Love Tomorrow, because we're here to make the world a greater place. But the only way we do is when we cause acceleration, our own finances, our time freedom, and how to bring people together to make magic and good happen in the world. That's what we're doing. Love you guys. Great job. Have the conversation if you don't have everything that you want. At the end of the day, I do think the results and outcomes we seek are right in front of us, but we're all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Great job. Thank you, everyone. Quintus, love you, brother. Great job. Thank you, everyone.